Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a little while, and I apologize. I also have something else I have to apologize for. Seems like last episode in the editing process, I made a mistake. There actually was technical difficulty at the end of the last show, and I have to apologize for that because I guess right as I was about to announce something pretty important, the show just cut out and ended. And I'm really, really sorry for that. That wasn't planned. I didn't mean to do that. Yes, I did. So, a big sorry to Gavin. He didn't like the fact that he waited 45 minutes for me not to tell him the big announcement. But I ended up telling him in person later, so it was okay. I'm off the hook. But for the rest of you, since the news was cut off, I have to give you the big announcement now that it's somewhat public. Emily and I are going to have a baby. It's a Boyko, right? So that is one of the neatest things that's about to happen in my life. And I'm excited. People ask me if I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. I've been probably waiting for this to happen my whole life. Look, I went into teaching. All I do is want to help kids get better. So now I get to do it with mine. And I'm not nervous. I think I'm going to do a good job. I think I'm going to have fun doing it, and there are going to be challenges, and it's going to be good. And I don't want to say it's what I wanted or I would have been disappointed otherwise, but the Boyko in question is a girl, and I can't wait to meet her. Emily can't wait to meet her, and we're really super excited. And the present due date, even though I don't think doctors have any really clue what the hell they're talking about, they just like co-pays, is December 23rd. Today is November 1st. So I am within 2 months of meeting my daughter. And I'm really excited about that. It's going to be fun. There was one thing I was supposed to show you all. Now I got to do it off camera. So I'll be right back. I'm going to give me a hold for one. This is terrible to do in a podcast, but I'm going to have to do it. So, over the weekend, my wife's friends, really, it ended up being my wife and family throwing it, but she had a baby shower, and we got to see a bunch of people we haven't seen in a while. It was a great time, but there was something I didn't know that happened, and that was, I get a gift. Daddy. I didn't know that, and those of you who've been following my life and the show, Emily doesn't, I don't want to say she thinks the Boyko symbol and all that stuff is stupid, or the stuff that I'm doing in class is stupid. It's not like that. It's just more of this like an eye roll, like, oh, here we go again, new shirts. Oh gosh, you made a hat, and all that stuff. But she surprised me. And so for our future daughter, Olivia and Boyko, she got me something that I would have never thought she was capable of. And this was her gift to me for the baby shower. It's a Boyko onesie. It's brilliant. Didn't know you had it in you, Emily. Didn't know you had it in you. This is awesome. This is why I married you. You're an amazing woman. And on top of that, I must tell everyone that I've heard people complain about their wives in pregnancy, how they have to go out in the middle of the night and all this stuff. My wife has been perfect. I couldn't have asked for a better pregnant wife. She's got everything figured out. She does all the research. She's ready. She's got the baby room all done. She just points and tells me to hang pictures, and I'm good with that. She has been great. Emily, you are an amazing wife, and this has been a wonderful experience to see you grow with our future daughter in you. And I love you to death, and I thank you for being so patient. And I hope I as well have been patient. And boy, oh boy, is December going to be exciting. Oh my God, it's exciting. So I'll throw up some of the sonograms here. And you guys can see the pictures we've seen so far of our little girl. So speaking of, the Boyko symbol and that, I've got, that website where I'm going to start selling the old Boyko stuff. Mostly because I need the money. And I love this. I love the shirts. I got a few snapbacks that you're going to have to order. You might have to wait a little while to get them because I can only order them one at a time type thing or by order. But if you want a souped up snapback, I'll throw the pictures of them up. I thought I had them with me, but I don't. Sorry. But they're pretty quality. I'll let you guys look at the high-def pictures. They'll be on the website. And some of the old shirts are on there too. And I got new shirts that are red. They're red with the black heartbeat design. So all sizes. They're online, and the reason I'm asking you to buy them is because apparently yesterday Hillsborough County decided I didn't deserve a raise. In fact, they decided that none of the teachers needed raises anymore because they can't afford it. And I haven't shot the E is for Education show yet, and the reason I didn't shoot the show, I shot the skit. The skit, some of you are probably wondering where the hell it's been because I shot it at Christmas. The reason you haven't seen it is because I haven't touched the topic of education. And I don't know if it's because I'm scared. Because I don't think I'm scared. I think everybody knows there are problems with education and where our priorities are at in terms of what we should be doing for our kids. But we clearly have issues with where we spend our money. It's the year 2017. And we just ordered new textbooks that cost millions of dollars because we have a contract with the textbook companies. The fact that we're still using textbooks when my students can do anything they need for success on their cell phones is preposterous. It's embarrassing. The fact that I have a computer that I have to use that I'm embarrassed to use in front of my students, but I don't have a choice, is preposterous. It's embarrassing. Where are our priorities when we will spend millions of dollars on textbooks, which, by the way, I will argue are not explaining history in the correct light that we need to in today's world? And I'm not, you get on me in the revisionist. This is it. It's none of that. It's if we as human beings want to progress further, we're going to have to relook at our past and change the way we see things, or we will never move anywhere. So with that said, Hillsborough County, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you clearly aren't thinking of those kids. And they need your help because you think that I'm not going to do anything about the fact that you aren't going to keep me competitive fiscally in today's world. You think that I'm not going to hurt them. You're using them as collateral in this because the discussion today at work is how do we, since we work in a right-to-work state, how do we protest? And the protest is turning into we have to stop doing anything outside of our contract. And what that means is once that bell rings at 3, the kids leave. When the bell rings at 3:20, we are to stop working and walk out to our cars without anything to take home. And we are to go home, wake up the next morning, not start working till 7:20, and the kids get there at 7:35. So I want you to understand that if you don't understand a teacher's life, you're not going to get what I'm about to say, but you need to listen. I get to school at 5:45 a.m. because I have to. I have a new curriculum, and if I'm going to be effective as an educator, I need to be ready. And being ready means planning and researching and making sure that I'm providing those students the best education that I'm capable of that will benefit them in their lives. Not me, them. And because you know that it's not in my benefit You feel you can treat me like a pawn in this game with my martyr aspect with those students. And I hate you for it, because it's going to work. We're going to try, and we're going to try and leave work at 3:20. We're going to try and not work till 7:20 in the morning. But we're going to find that it doesn't work, because the group of people that are going to pay for it aren't we, the teachers. And it's not you, Hillsborough County. It's the kids. You're going to end up making us hurt the kids. And I hate you for knowing that. That is not fair. It is not fair to use us and to use them against us. I do hours and hours of work outside of school time and outside of school to make them have a better chance at understanding the future and the world that they're going to enter in a few years. If you don't think that's worth money, that's fine. That's fine. We do choose a lot of teachers. We have to accept that we are going to make less money than probably the amount of work that we do. And all those of you are just like, oh, you get summers off, you blah, blah, blah. I just want you to, those of you who think that we don't do enough work, sub for one day, just one. You won't even make it the day. You'll be in first period, and those kids, because you haven't done shit for them, will eat you alive. Because you haven't earned their respect. You haven't cared for them. You haven't sat with them after school while you sit at your desk knowing that because you're sitting with them at this desk helping them right now, it's going to take you 30 minutes longer to get home. But that doesn't matter. Your family at home at that moment doesn't matter. They're going to be okay if you are a half hour late. But that child needs you right now. People get paid thousands of dollars to spend a little extra time with people who have problems. It's free from us. Me caring about 150 students as much as I can is free, because I don't have to. It's what makes us good teachers. And there are lots of us. And if this is how education is going to continue, if we continue to be this pawn in some political, chess match of money, of building tanks versus building citizens, then we will fail. Because what will happen is teaching will become a profession. It's already half there, where it is a backup profession. People won't want to do it first because there's no money in it. And since there's no money in it, they will try a fiscally supporting job first, whether it's business, in the corporate world, even if it's managing a smaller company. They're going to do that first until they realize that maybe they weren't able to do that as well as they want. And what will end up happening is they will then teach. Because that didn't work out, and this must be easy. And by the way, you can make teaching easy. There are some very good masters at doing very little. But most of us have accepted the hit. But imagine how many wonderful teachers you would get, and how many wonderful teachers that would stay teaching, remain in their jobs for their entire lives, knowing that they will make it and be supported fiscally with no fear of their district taking away a raise. We agreed years ago under a new contract that we would get a raise every 3 years, every cycle. A $4,000 raise, which is better than, I guess, the national interest inflation rate and cost of living. It's comparable. But now we're getting nothing. And that was promised. That's fine. I'm not naive. to know that this isn't how the game's played. But this is my family. I'm about to have a daughter. Do you want me to keep teaching? Now, I'm talking to you, Hillsborough County, right now. Do you want me to keep teaching? Because you awarded me once for what I did in the classroom. Whether it was warranted or not is still up for discussion. There are thousands of wonderful teachers who are probably just as good, or if not better than me, way better at what we do in the classroom. I just got noticed. Do you want us? Do you want us? We work all we can for you, for these kids. We've talked about it. It's for them. If you want us to go, this is how you do it. You'll get new, straight out of college people who think they know what's going to happen in the classroom and then realize it's totally different than what they learned. But that's okay. Teaching is not something I think you can fully teach. It's definitely got a hell of a learning curve, and it comes down to what's in here and what's up here. And some people have it and some people don't. But do you want to lose the people that have it? I've never threatened officially my profession. But the amount of time and creativity and downright grit that I put into what I do for these kids every day, do you know how much money I could be making elsewhere? Is your goal to make me go try it? Do you want me to go see if I can make tons of money and forget these kids? Or do you know that I won't? Do you know that I can't? That I can't let them go? That to do so would be against everything that I've worked for my whole life. And if your reasons for doing it is because you know that, again, how dare you? How dare you use my heart against them? And for those of you that are behind the camera right now going, you're talking about money. I am. Because I'm about to have a daughter, and if I can't provide for her, then I can't provide for them. I'm going to have to let them go. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So, dear Hillsborough County, can we start making the right decisions? Can we officially tell a textbook company that we don't need your written textbook anymore? That we only need a few copies for students that still are unable to find their way on the internet, because it happens. And we sign the books out to those students. But we'll spend millions on a paper copy and then not get the digital online book for the books. Now, that's fine if I'm just not seeing that it was cheaper to get the paper books, but that seems pretty asinine to me. And I almost want to challenge my students to hack and get their textbooks for free, because this is bullshit. We were promised computers 3 years ago. I'm using a computer from 8 years ago. Can you start keeping your promises? Can you start thinking about the 1,800 students behind me? Can you be logical? Just be logical.